A good Tuesday to all of you. It's November 10, 2020. Hindi pa rin nagko-concede si President Trump. Ito po si Benji Chodoro. Please join me as we take on the latest news on JFC and House, and of course Dito, and the results of trading in the PSE. All of these here only in the November 10, 2020 Tuesday edition of the Stock Market Today. Bago po ang lahat, basahin po muna natin ang ating reminders at disclaimers. At habang binabasa po natin ito, kung first time niya po dito sa ating channel, ay nag-start po akong magbigay ng daily stock market report noong August. Inaanyayahan ko po kayo na mag-subscribe sa aking channel para palagi po tayong updated sa balita at informasyon tungkol sa stock market at ang mga active stocks sa merkado. And since early 2000 ay nag-start po akong mag-invest regularly sa UITFs at pagkatapos ay sa stocks. Salamat po at tignan po muna natin ang ating mga balita. Ang first news po natin ay galing po sa disclosure sa PSE from Dito CME Holdings. Kanina kasi I was wondering because I had a position in Dito. Bakit hindi gumagalaw itong si Dito? So I took a look at the news and then I also asked my broker, bakit nagkakaganito si Dito? Ang sagot is that there is this deal of Dito with Udnna. So let me just read through the pertinent paragraphs of the disclosure. Approval of the acquisition of 100% of the issued outstanding shares of Udnna Communications Media and Entertainment Corp. In connection with the disclosure of the company last December 10, 2019, with regard to the approval of the acquisition of 100% of the issued and outstanding common shares of Udnna CME, the board approved the terms and conditions for the acquisition as follows. The company, 100% of issued and outstanding shares of Udnna CME, consideration 11.2 billion common shares of Dito CME Holdings Corp. At the issue price of at least 6 per share and up to 6.90 per share. Mode of acquisition, share for share swap with Udnna Corporation. As previously disclosed, Udnna CME is the corporate vehicle that intends to hold Udnna Corporation shares in its telecommunications business. Currently, Udnna CME owns approximately 50% of the shares of Dito Holdings, and Dito Holdings Corporation plans to acquire Udnna Corporation's stake in Dito Telecommunity Corporation. So meaning, they will be getting the Dito shares, that the shares of Dito owned by Udnna, kukunin nila dito yon, bibili nila. Once Dito Holdings Corporation acquires Udnna Corporation's stake in Dito Telecommunity Corporation, Dito CME Holdings shall execute the relevant transfer documents. So what happened to the stock? Na-suspend yung trading. Okay? Na-suspend yung trading niya. Let's see the Dito. The closing price yesterday was 588. And this morning, I was expecting it to move. Pero hindi na nag-move. Ibig sabihin, na-suspend yung trading. So I was asking my broker, kailan ba magre-restart yung trading ito? No, there's no clear pronouncement yet from the PSE. So no clear pronouncement yet. So in the meantime, the trading on Dito is suspended to avoid possible speculation on the shares. Kasi binibili ni Dito yan between 6 pesos and 6.90. So 588 lang siya. Diba? 588 lang siya. So posible na mag-shoot up yan, yung shares na yan. Our next news is on 8990. Mass housing firm 8990 posts 31% profit climb on record revenues. This is from the business world. Earnings of mass housing developer 8990 jumped 31% to 1.82 billion in the third quarter on the back of record high quarterly revenues amid the coronavirus pandemic. In a regulatory filing on Monday, 8990 said it generated 4.83 billion revenues in July to September period, up 38% from the same period a year ago. So that's good news if you have 8990 in your portfolio. And another news that we have is on Jollibee. From the business world also, Jollibee swings to 1.58 billion loss as pandemic hits sales. Before I read the article, I think that the market has already priced in this news because Jollibee has been moving up and it moved up today. Okay, Jollibee swings to 1.58 billion loss as pandemic hit sales. Tingnan nga natin si Jollibee. Saglit lang natin. GFC. Kasi it went up eh. It's slightly up 1.3% or 1.3 points or 0.65%. So, yeah, no? It already priced in the news that profits will go down. And meron pa siyang dividend, ha? So, let's take a look at the article. Jollibee Foods swung to a 1.58 billion net loss in the third quarter, a reversal of its 1.67 billion profits a year ago as it continued suffering from dampened sales due to coronavirus-related restrictions. In a stock exchange disclosure on Monday, the fast food chain operator said its revenues in the July to September period dropped 31% to 29.97 billion versus year-ago figures. On a year-to-date basis, GFC's attributable net loss stood at 13.54 billion, a turnaround of its 4.8 billion net income in the year prior. So, loss siya ngayon ng 13.54 billion against last year's net income of 4.18. The company linked the loss to sustained challenges from the coronavirus pandemic. Okay, so let's see how the PSE fared today. Ooh, look at that. The PSE had a breakout. And it broke the 7,000 level. This is the first time since, let me check, February 26, 2020. The first time since February 26, 2020. Let's take a look at the summary. Okay, so the PSEI continued to move up. And this is probably because of the good news in the US. And secondly is that the company or the economy is opening up. 131 companies advanced, 87 declined, while 35 remained unchanged. The total volume is 2.44 billion with a total value of 13.08 billion. Now there is net foreign buying, 2.28 billion. As for the indices, all indices are in the green. This was led by the holding companies at 7.09% and followed by properties at 6.95% increase. So in all the sectors, there was net foreign buying. So that's very good news for the PSE. Breakout siya. It is a breakout. And the next level that I see, let me check the resistance level on a weekly basis. My basis will be the weekly basis. It will be, the next resistance will be in the 72.50 level. Yan yung next resistance level in PSE. Let's put up our indicator. Okay, there's an upward trend in our indicator, in our indicators, and let's take a look at the directional movement. It's 33.92, meaning there is a definite bullish trend because a DMI above 30 would indicate a bullish trend. Balik natin sa EMA. And the RSI is at 82, and that would just be fine because it's okay that the RSI is 82 because there is a bullish trend based on the DMI. And it is not just but natural for the RSI to be at oversold levels, and it will remain oversold as long as there is a bullish trend. Let's now review the most active stocks. Tingnan natin kung sino yung most active. Okay, let's review SM, Ali, SMPH, BDO, Ayala Corporation. Let's take a look at C, Cebu Pacific, Bloom, MAC, and Tech. So let's go to the first, SM. Puro breakout siguro ito. Yes, it is a breakout. And if you'll see, SM, it is a solid green candlestick, 11.11% increase. That is very significant. Kasi never pa siyang nagkaganito in a long, long while. So the largest was here. 11.16 during March 13, 5.25% lang yung increase niya. Pero here, it's 11.11%. And there was a gap up today. Net foreign buying din siya. So, if I were to draw a channel, let's try to draw a channel here on SM. Ayan yung channel niya. May slight overshoot lang, but yan yung nakikita kong channel niya. And it's moving upwards. And if you'll take notice on SM, kasi the next This is a 52-week high actually. So it is the highest since January 2018. Okay, the highest since January 2018. And the next resistance level is here. Ito na yung highest dito eh. 1143 or 1144. Yan yung resistance, next resistance level niya. It's an all-time high. Medyo bullish yung indicators natin. Let's take a look at the DMI. The RSI is at 77. 77, it's oversold, but the DMI should be okay. It's almost 33. So there is a trend, and it's all but natural for the RSI to remain oversold. So yan yung next resistance level natin, and abangan natin on what will happen, because SM has the biggest market cap among the index stocks. Yan yung fact of life, that SM has the largest market capitalization, and it has a lot of influence on the index. So I see SM to be moving higher, and it may test the next resistance level at 1140 to 1145. Okay, let's take a look at Ali, another index stock. Ali, again, another breakout. So it moved over 3 points today at 37.75, and it is now at a resistance level. It will test at 38.50 as the next resistance. Yan po yung nakikita ko. On the earnings side, its earnings are down, but I figure that the market has already priced in this information. So may net foreign buying siya, and again, if we'll take a look at the DMI, the RSI is oversold, but if the DMI is over 30, that will just be fine. The oversold of the RSI will just be fine. So kung yung DMI is okay, 27.71, 28, almost 30, but our indicators are moving up, and there is volume. So this is a clear breakout. Now, pwede pa ba kayong pumasok the following day? Pwede pa, because our indicators indicate a bullish trend. The DMI is up, RSI is also up, and just make sure that whenever you do your trades, you have your risk management with you. Okay? So pwede pa kayong pumasok dyan. You can enter siguro in the morning when the market is the most volatile. Kasi bababa yan eh. Bababa yan. Tapos tataas ulit. Okay? O maaaring dumiretso siya ng pataas or mag-consolidate. So yun yung mga scenarios natin dyan. And the next is SMPH. This is the mall business of the SM Group. SM Prime Holdings is the malls. Okay, breakout dito. Okay, so let's see where the next resistance level is. Nasa resistance na siya, but the next one, the nearest, is here. 40. Nasa 40, 40.40, 40.50 yung next resistance level niya. Okay, meron siyang volume eh. So this is a clear breakout. Okay, next, let's take a look at BDO. Now, BDO, nag-move na rin siya. BDO opened higher than the previous close, kaya green ito, or 3.08, because the comparison here is against the previous close. The previous close was 92.65, and you get the difference is 2.85 or 3.08%. But the candlestick is another story. It opened higher but closed lower. Kaya dito, makikita nyo, 3.08 siya. 3.08 yung decline. Okay? And there is a gap. There's a gap here. So somehow that gap will have to be filled in the future. But it is though this is a red candlestick, it is still under our indicators. So that profit taking lang siya. So let's take a look at the intraday. What happened during the intraday? Oh, okay. So it started, I think it started here with kasi ito yung previous close niya, tapos nag-gap up. Nag-profit taking, pagkatapos nag-consolidate pababa. And until the 95.50 price, which is lower than the opening price, in spite of net foreign buying. So tingnan natin yung one day. So tingnan lang natin yung resistance, support and resistance niya. Kasi pwede siyang mag-move up. Pwede pa siyang mag-move up because of the sentiment. No? meron net foreign buying at merong buying sentiment siya kasi meron siyang gap up. So, if we'll draw a trend line, let's draw a trend line or a channel na lang. And it may test the resistance level here. Yan yung 98.57. Ita-test niya yan, no? Pero yung next resistance level niya nasa 103 na yan. Kasi merong historical siya dito on this part here, January 23, no? So the next resistance level is 100. I also have a position in BDO. And BDO naman is a very good stock. It has very good management. Mahuhusay ang mga officers dyan. They're very diligent and they think out of the box. Yan yung masasabi ko dyan sa BDO. And it's a good stock. And if you'll see kung anong kaya ng stock nito, it has reached as high as 160. Yeah, no, 52-week high is 161.80. So that's my take. That is my take on BDO. Next is Ayala Corporation. Okay, Ayala Corporation continues to move higher and this is another breakout. So may volume at merong solid candlestick. And it is the highest, this level is the highest since December 2019. Pero yan, ang tagal, almost a year already, na-reach niya ito. And it went as low as, its lowest was 360. Pero mo kung nakabili ka dito on March 19. Ngayon, nasa 840. You could have tripled your investment. Almost tripled your investment if you bought here. Okay? Look at where the stock is now. So, ang next level of resistance, tingnan na natin. Nasa 884. Or 880. Yan yung next level of resistance niya. So, tingnan natin yung movement niya. So, pataas pa rin siya. Ito kasi, umakyat siya, tapos nag-consolidate ng konti. This resulted to a higher low, and then it began to move upwards again. Okay, next, let's take a look at C. C, ito, nag-breakout because of that news in dito. So, the RSI is also bullish. So, as in a breakout usually lasts 2 to 3 days. Or 2 to 5 days. No? Yun yung usually a good breakout, ha? Pero may mga breakout na hindi naman tutuloy eh. So, 2 to 5 days ang usually ang breakout. So, usually is that may kasunod dyan na mataas o magko-consolidate lang yan ng 2 to 3 days tapos tataas ulit. Or magko-consolidate siya ng, I don't know, 1 week or 2 weeks tapos tataas ulit. Okay, so as long as there is volume, then the breakout will be sustained. So, in the meantime, ano ba yung nearest resistance nito? Nandito siya. I would say, i-plot na lang natin dito sa highest. 6.98 or mga 7. Mga 7 yung next resistance or 6.98, 6.95. Now, when I say support and resistance and I say a point or a price, it is not an exact point or an exact price, but an area. So, support and resistance are not exact points, but they are areas. So, next, let's take a look at Cebu Pacific. Ito hardest hit dito ng pandemic. Oops. Okay, it had a gap up. And that's why 14.16% ang comparison is the previous close of 39.20, naging 44.75. Okay, so this is not a very strong candlestick actually. Pero the fact that it ended up, there is a potential that the price may move higher. Because there is volume here. Now, kung masusustain niya yung volume, and I say kung or if masusustain yung volume, the price will move higher. And otherwise, either mag-consolidate yan o bumaba to fill up the gap here. Okay, in the meantime, nasaan ba yung resistance nito? Hanapin natin. Ang next resistance niya is nandito. Nasa 47.15. Yan yung next resistance level. In the meantime, the support is nandito. 41.80. Yung nearest support dyan. Or pwede natin ilagay dito. Mga 42. Mga 42.50. Okay, so it's either mag-move lang siya, pero pwede siya pa siyang tumaas kung merong yan volume in the following days. Next, let's take a look at Bloom. Bloom is another index stock. Okay, breakout siya. Breakout si Bloom, ha? And let's take a look. This is the highest level since February 28, 2020. So, mga 10 months ago, yung highest level niya. In the meantime, the next resistance of Bloom, I see it here. Mga 8.95 or 9. No, yan yung next resistance level niya. So, it may continue to move higher again if the volume would hold. Next, let's take a look at MAC. MAC and SEB moves in tandem. Ayan, diba yung si MAC? Nagkaroon siya ng gap up. Tapos tumaas yung presyo. Tapos the sellers push the prices down. I-compare nga natin to sa SEB. 44.75. Halos pareho siya, yung SEB at saka MAC. Again, the fact that it has a gap up and because of market sentiment, the stock may move higher. Let's do the weekly chart para hindi masyadong noisy. So, the next resistance is at 750. Yan, 750, 760 is the next resistance level. In the meantime, the near support, I see it here. That's 546 or 570. That's the nearest support. I'm sorry. Let's place it at 617 or 615. Yan yung nearest support niya. Kasi ito yung resistance na that may have created a new support. So, nandiyan siya. Okay, so let's take a look at Tech, our last stock. Si Tech, okay, mukhang breakout din to. This is the highest since September 17. So, more than a month, almost a month. So, may breakout, meron ding volume, so it is a breakout. So, it increased by 6.46%. And the nearest resistance, tingnan natin dito, 636. So, maaaring mag-retest siya here in the next level, 636. Otherwise, kung the volume will not hold, maaaring it may retest the support level here. This is the nearest support level, 570, 574. That's about it. Yan po ang ating stock market report today, Tuesday, November 10, 2020. Ito po si Benji Chodoro, laging nagpapaalala, an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. See you again in our next episode at maraming salamat sa inyong pagsubaybay. Bye for now.